All right, you guys, we have to talk. Just look at this chart right here. I've had a sneaky feeling for a while, but this chart right here is not making me feel any better. So I want to share with you guys what my feelings are, how I'm reading things, and of course, discuss it with all you in the comments at the end. But we need to talk about what my big fear is with what's going on with Tesla stock. So let's jump in. Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we will cover the 3 things that have me concerned. And we will also talk about what my biggest fear of what is going on right now. Hey, I always speak the truth to you guys. If I like something, I'll tell you. If I don't like something, I'll tell you. I'm not always right, and when I'm not, I admit that I'm wrong. So before we even get started here, especially since I know I'm gonna get a ton of hate for this video, go ahead and hit that like button right now. It's actually not a negative video, but some people will see that I have some short-term concerns, or I don't think Tesla is gonna go to $3,000 tomorrow, and they will immediately dislike the video, run to the comments, and immediately say something that shows me that they didn't actually watch the video. Consider it kind of a hedge against the short sellers of our channel. And if you're not a subscriber, consider doing that as well so you can join the new cool kids, where everyone is invited, not just the rich jocks or the valley girls. Is there even such thing as valley girls anymore? I don't know. All right, so looking at this chart right here, Tesla has basically traded sideways for the entire month of May after an incredible April. We started April at $481 and ended at around 800 bucks. But we basically traded sideways ever since then. Why? In April, there was lots of analyst upgrades, and a lot of people just jumped in because the price was so beaten down in March. And we had a surprise, better than expected first quarter. But do you remember what happened after they announced the results? The stock was down the next day. And remember, that was before Elon's infamous tweet. So let's review that timeline because I think it gets a bit murky now. But let's clear it up. So on the 29th, after hours, you have a great earnings call, surprising most people out there. And then on the 30th, the very next day, the stock trades down. And then on the 1st, Elon tweets and ruins everyone's weekend. But Elon's tweet took away from the real headline and what should have been the original talking point all along. And after great earnings showing Tesla can survive this downturn, why has it basically traded flat since then? This perfectly illustrates exactly what I'm saying. So let's discuss the specifics. So there are 3 things that are concerning to me right now. The first, Fremont reopening and production being in full swing, not having an impact on the stock price. Now let me be clear. In my opinion, the biggest thing holding Tesla back for years has been production. They cannot produce near enough to meet their demand. I understand completely that they create hype around a new product better than anyone. And that's actually part of the design behind the strategy. But if you don't think Elon would not love to deliver to almost every person who has ordered a new Model 3, you're crazy. And the biggest producer for vehicles for Tesla is Fremont. I know Shanghai has made some nice gains in terms of production, but Fremont is where it's at for Tesla. And Fremont is finally open after being shut down for almost 2 months, but the stock has barely moved for what is to me the biggest news of this entire epidemic situation. Why is that? It's because a lot of people haven't subscribed to my channel yet. So obviously there's a correlation there, so make sure you subscribe and like so Tesla can get running again. In addition to that, not just that, but in addition to that, the rumors have moved the stock more than the actual events, which leads me to my second point. Rumors are dictating the stock more than the actual events are. I mentioned this in my Sunday video as it was a growing concern for me then, but looking at the trading action this week, my fears were confirmed. The rumors are just killing actual good news. I'll link that video at the end for you as it talks about specific rumors, so hang around until the end for that if you want to see it. It'll pop up right there at the end. But the stock moved more on the rumors of the Fremont factory reopening than it did when it actually reopened. So now I'm afraid the same will happen to Battery Day. So if whatever Elon is going to unveil has already leaked, even if the person leaking isn't really a reliable leaker, wait, that didn't sound right at all. Anyways, you guys know exactly what I'm saying. We will not get the stock bump the stock truly deserves if Tesla unveils something truly awesome. But this also sets up the situation where if Battery Day underperforms the rumors, the stock may actually fall. This is a huge problem. When rumors take away from the shine of something that truly is going to be great for Tesla, or when investors jump in trying to beat the rumor, it doesn't allow the market to give it the proper price reflection. And it sets up a dangerous situation as rumors push expectations to unreachable levels. And my third concern is something just smells funny to me. To me, something is just off with the market in general, but Tesla too. But let me give you some of the biggest clues that are making me pause and wonder about what's going on. The first, way too many people know way too many things. I could not tell you how many times I've crossed paths with someone, started discussing Tesla, I mean it's a great conversation to have, only to hear this exact train of thought over and over again.
Battery Day will push the stock to $900, maybe even $1,000. And then when second quarter earnings hit, they will be included in the S&P 500 and it will shoot up to $1,200 or $1,500.
And they say it with absolute certainty. And as a matter of fact, if I kind of disagree or kind of present an opposite point, they actually get really defensive and sometimes a little bit mean. Basically, I'm out of my mind for even questioning that. You kind of see why that's concerning? Personally, and this is my own personal belief, the inclusion in the S&P 500 is going to be incredibly tough. Now, if there was no virus, I agree. It would be in the S&P 500 after the second quarter, no question about it. But they barely made a profit in the first quarter with the US open for the vast majority of it. The second quarter saw the US, to include the Fremont factory, shut down for almost half the quarter. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but those are very long odds and it's going to be very hard. And these people shouldn't be so certain and so cavalier in their trading, or criticize others for being cautious. So let's see what others are seeing. What are analysts saying about this? Now, before you guys run to the comments and blast me, I hate analysts too. And they seem to know less than anyone. But just to add another side to the discussion, analysts are predicting Tesla will deliver anywhere from 40,000 to 90,000 vehicles during the 3 months ending in June. Now that range is huge and wide. But typical for analysts with Tesla. Just like the price targets are all over the map. You know, it's either 280 bucks or, 850 bucks. But you take the average of all of them and they got about 70,000 units delivering in the second quarter. Now that's a low figure and well below the 88,000 they delivered in the first quarter, which they managed to squeak out a small profit. So at 70,000 deliveries, I do not think Tesla turns a profit with that number. I just don't see how the math works out in their favor if they only have 70,000 deliveries. It's going to be tough even at 80,000, but 70,000, no way. I'll talk in depth about this next point on Sunday, but I was immediately alarmed by the price cuts on the vehicles this week. Now, I'm not worried about the ones in China. They cut the price there to get underneath the EV limit cost, whatever the heck China's doing with their EV credits. But here in the US, long term, I see the strategy. Makes perfect sense to me. Again, we'll talk about it on Sunday. But short term right now, why? So where will the stock go if they miss second quarter estimates? Where does Tesla fall then, if at all? How much is Tesla hitting that number and being included in the S&P 500 already priced into the stock price? These are huge unknowns, but for people to be so sure about this quarter is pretty crazy if you ask me. It feels like we are in a situation where it looks like the average guy, me and you, us, are the experts now, while people who have made billions are out and don't know anything. And I say that for this reason. Now think about this for just a second. It's general, but just food for thought. But the billionaire's dollar share of the stock market is the lowest it's been in recent history. But the share of retail investors' dollar share in the stock market is the highest it's been in recent history. So billionaire investors are not putting their money there, but people like you and I are. That just seems backwards to me. I could be wrong, and I actually hope I am because my money is there. But it just seems odd. Something to think about. My biggest fear of what's going on right now. Now remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not giving you advice on when to buy or sell or at what price. I went to public school and I was not a good student at all. First, hit the like button even if you don't agree with me, but you at least appreciate the fact that I'm trying to be honest and real for you guys. And so we can fight off the haters who tried to kill the video without actually watching it. And we're just trying to, nullify those guys. I really think there is only one way Tesla breaks up and out of this sideways funk. Now this is just my opinion, but I feel Battery Day is priced in for the most part. As awesome as Tesla is, it's just really, really, really hard for Tesla to do something that would actually beat the rumors. The rumors are just too ridiculous. So what else could skyrocket the stock? Production getting going again didn't help the stock, as we've already seen. Again, the market just seemed to shrug it off, but rumors of it would, shoot it up 50 points. I don't know. So that leaves me with second quarter earnings being off the charts to kickstart this stock again. But forget the hype, let's look at the facts. Unfortunately, Tesla's road to have an off the charts second quarter was derailed. Not by their own doing, but by the illness. Now we can say that's not fair, but the market doesn't care. Tesla is not going to get a do-over pass from the S&P folks. But having a profitable second quarter is the only way I think we can see the stock approach all-time highs here soon. But since so many people think there are so many gains to be had in between then and now, and almost guaranteed to hit $1,500, right? My biggest fear is people are FOMO buying right now based on all the noise. Let me explain why this is so dangerous. This is dangerous because if you FOMO buy, you will panic sell at a huge loss if things turn down. People who FOMO buy will get destroyed. That's the truth. Now, I'm not saying you cannot buy at $800. If you are buying with a plan, good fundamental analysis behind it, and you have a long-term outlook that supports that price in your opinion, then you're good to go. Personally, this is just me, I'm perfectly comfortable buying at $1,000 per share because I think it's a $1,500 stock minimum in 2 to 3 years. So I have no problems buying at that price. And if it dips or even tanks, awesome. I can lower my cost basis. But if you bought on FOMO and you don't have a plan, you will FOMO the other way if it happens to slide, and you will get destroyed. That's the truth. That's my biggest fear with all the noise going on right now. So if you want more specifics on the rumors that are hurting Tesla stock or help with FOMO, click these videos right here. Thanks.